Kamal.
Hi.
Hello. Oh, so full traditional look and all for this session early in the morning.
Abhi, yeah. You forced me to get ready nicely and
No, I said you always look nice, so just look your nice self.
yeah, it's been ages. We've all been living out of our track pants and t-shirts thanks
True.
to the quarantine. And
Yeah.
thanks to you, I'm overtly dressed for like 5 o'clock, 5:30 in the morning here. But
Yes,
it's pleasant, it's
Harini.
nice.
Yeah, Harini's in Dallas, and she said, "No, why 4 o'clock IST is not too early for me because she's one of us early risers. Apart from being an entrepreneur, she also has two kids and her brother's kid at the moment living with you, Harini, your brother's daughter.
That's right.
So she
Daughter,
has
that's right.
three kids at home, and she's studying, using this time to study, and she's running a business in India, and she's running a business in the US. So she's multitasking. In fact, her profile has this woman with many hands, Durga Avatar. So thank you guys, everybody who's here today for this live chat. Thank you for joining us. Harini specializes in curating great music. She's a musician herself. She studied music. She trained in music from a very young age. She writes a column for any publication that asks her, usually in the Deccan Chronicle, but lots of publications keep asking her to write about music, about different genres, and she obliges. She writes very well, a trait I think she gets from her mother, who's also an author. Is that right, Harini?
Yeah, she's a novelist.
And she runs a company. She founded a company 10 years ago called Cisne for Arts, which has now branched out into Cisne Events and Cisne Social under the same umbrella. But her total experience in the event and entertainment area, or the media and entertainment area, let me say, is 21 years. She has worked with music labels like Music Today and Saregama. And then she decided to take this forward in the form of curating concerts, as well as providing artists, managing artists for corporate events. Of course, she also facilitates corporate events, but her passion is music, and that's why she's with us today. Like I'd put out a little while earlier, there are anxieties at multiple levels right now for us. What we are aware of, we can deal with. What we're not aware of, it'll take us some time to get to. But one of the ways that both Harini and I will agree to calm the mind, to soothe the nerves, is to always have some good music playing in the background. And while, all of us have our unique tastes and preferences, Harini said that she would be able to curate music based on the time of the day. As some of you may know, Indian classical music, the ragas, you're supposed to listen to them at certain times of day, and they stimulate your brain in different ways. There is a whole science to this oldest music tradition. So, Harini, event organizer, entrepreneur, teacher for underprivileged students, musicians, and curator of music. Tell us what do you think about art being able to help us at a time like this?
My God, Deepika, first of all, that was a very, very generous introduction. I was thinking, oh God, you could actually discount it by 100%. I've done all of it in bits and pieces, I guess, but master of none, right? So, but yeah, music personally has been a great savior, especially at times like these, which of course I would say this, not even these, because this is the first of its kind. We've
Of
never
its kind.
experienced something like this.
Yes. Yes.
I was talking to somebody and said for the first time, if somebody says I am facing a depression, or I'm feeling stressed out, they don't have to feel left out, or they can talk about it openly, because that's the feeling everybody is going
Everyone
through,
has.
right?
Yes. Yes.
There was a time when people would shy away and say, you need a counselor. I think we need a global counselor. Um, so that's music for you, like that acts as a counselor. So times like these, when you kind of thinking of uncertainty, you're worrying what is happening, you have a lot of there's a turmoil, there's a unrest in your body, in your mind. I think music, especially Indian music, brings that calmness, brings you that, soothes you, calms you down, peps you up. So does a multiple role of a mother. Sometimes scolds you, sometimes soothes you. So it is interesting. So um, one needn't think that they don't understand Indian
Mm-hmm.
music, so they don't follow.
Hmm.
I think they should just follow the sound. They should just cut that barrier out and say, "Oh, this genre is not for me," because I've never learned classical. Actually, that people should wash that out and say, "You know what? I'm just going to let it play in background and let it kind of, grow and seep in you." So that's what music has done to me. I am not a performing artist. I am not a musician, so to say. But because I've learned music and music has been part of my journey, I analyze things differently. I, uh, look at things differently, and at least there are times when I'm very, very anxious, but music comes to my rescue.
What is it, Harini, about Indian classical music that is different from all other kinds of music?
See, particularly if I have to talk in technical terms and say that music across world, or
Right.
especially classical music genre, we
Mm-hmm.
we deal in microtones, right? So that's what they call shruti, right? There are
Okay.
swaras and then there are shrutis, right?
Right.
So that's why if I have to talk in a very hardcore musician's time, the language, they say, a note, a ray of a Bhairav is very different from a ray of a Purya Dhanashri or so, but what does that mean? They just actually talking about the treatment, the minuteness. That's why when you're listening, particularly to Indian classical, there are times for the similar notation, similar pattern, you go, oh, wow, you go, ah, right? That that applause, you don't do it, or you don't get it, you don't actually get it for Western music or any other, because there is it's a set pattern, right? It's a set song, the improvisation. So very unique thing about Indian classical music is it's actually very impromptu. You're given parameters, right? You're given guidelines to move around. You're told this is your house, this is your boundary, this is your drawing room, your bedroom, you can only do this. Within that, within that you can do, if I can talk in a interior designer's language, within the bedroom, people have small coffee table put there. Okay, I'm going to have my reading session and I have a reading place or my sit out and stuff, right? How do you rearrange and go about it is the thought process or the creativity of the individual, right?
Right.
And it cannot be defined. It is not generic that any and everybody, even an amateur singer or a player, will deal with it differently and within their
Yes.
capacity, right?
Yeah.
So that's what makes it very different from that is its plus point and has also become its hindrance or a negative, because that's a deterrent again,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
The
Why would you
uncertainty.
say that? Okay, the uncertainty.
The answer, see, I think, for example, for any other form, for example, you're talking about a film music or you're talking about Western classical, whether you're talking about ghazal, the structure, see, as human beings, we don't like ambiguity. We want certainty. That's why kids like to do repetitive things. The same set of poetry or same set of games. When you play hide and seek with them, they go and hide in the same place, right? They don't look for a new place. That's actually all of us by nature, right? So when you know a notation or a word of a song, whether it's a film song, whether it's a Western pop, or whether it's a ghazal, that gives you a comfort level. Okay, I know the song. You
Right.
automatically connect to it. You know what to expect. You might not be able to sing,
Hmm.
but you know the next line, you know the next stanza, what's going to come up. That makes it easier to relate. But when it comes to Indian classical,
Hmm.
you are actually made to wait and you are in anticipation. You don't know what's going to be the next Alap, don't know what's going to be the next turn. You don't know how he's going to or she is going to go through the journey of the raga, which is the beauty and which is also my anxiousness. I will feel if I am not a student of a music or if I am not introduced to the genre, then I can always have that anxiety. Oh, I don't know what to expect. So that
Right.
becomes, a deterrent. That's why it's very different from a structured music. And in fact, within even Indian classical, Hindustani has it more. Carnatic
Okay.
simplifies it
Hmm.
because Hindustani
Oh.
is more, yeah, because for Hindustani, Carnatic is literature based. Carnatic music has very, very clear emphasis on Sahitya, the text, right? So their kritis, their kirtanas, everything is well structured and extremely clearly laid out. So again, the audience sitting knows exactly what to expect. If they're listening to a Tyagaraja Kriti, they know the song again. But
Mm-hmm.
in Hindustani, where actually there are only four lines at any given point of time. At
Okay.
max, if you're singing a Dhrupad style, that probably it will become eight or become, few more, couple of more lines. But everything else left to the artist creativity,
Hmm.
right? Where artist is playing around with notes, the artist is playing around with the raga, the improvisation, but so people are actually at that juncture where you don't know what to expect. So the that's why Carnatic has a lot more acceptability than Hindustani because again the language plays a very big barrier, of course. There, Carnatic you need to know Telugu, Tamil, Kannada to understand the text of it
Mm-hmm.
because it is so literature based, right? So unless you understand the meaning, then you'll not be able to relate to the song. But
Okay.
Hindustani again has an upper hand slightly there because even if you don't understand, there are no words anyways. You just going with the feel of the raga. You are enjoying the beauty of the notes. So they have their plus and minuses, but the biggest barrier, which unfortunately Indian music has created, classical music particularly for itself,
Mm-hmm.
is people thinking that I haven't learned the art form. It's like, I relate Indian classical music to maths. You
Mm-hmm.
know, kids are so scared of maths from childhood.
Right.
They're like, it's like a, oh my goodness, it's a big devil sitting there. Oh my goodness, how am I going to do this, right? But you basically need maths for everything. When you talk about the basic math, 2 plus 2, the addition, subtraction, and everything, everybody is able to do it. The moment you
So,
make it a little more complex, yeah,
yeah.
sure.
No, no. In fact, a question came to my mind when you talked about math. Also, Vishnu has a question. He said, so let me just tell him. Vishnu, can you please type your question? You typed here that you have a question for Harini. Do type your questions so she'll be able to see it. I'll be able to see it and ask her. Also, Jimmy Felix is here. First of
Hi,
all, he's
Jimmy. He's a sweetheart.
yeah. Lots of
He's a
people. We have
sweetheart.
Proxy.
Hey,
We
Proxy.
we have a gentleman called Kamal Kishore who also is a music enthusiast. He's a friend of mine in Delhi and he organizes small music events. He and his wife with, just amongst their friends. He's here.
Oh,
We
how
have
there.
Edward. And yeah, so Jimmy has something that he said as
Oops.
well. He said, brilliantly explained the difference between Indian classical music and other genres of music by Harni. Couldn't get a better elaborated answer to this. Thank you. Harni, the compliment is to you. Thank you on your behalf.
Jimmy is generally very kind. So he's one of those nice, kind musicians. So absolutely. Thank you, Jimmy.
So Vishnu, while I wait for you to type your question, Harini, you said about talked about music and math, and it's true that music is a lot of math. Even though I mean that's not the first thing you think about. If somebody had told me music was math, I would never have
Correct.
agreed to go to music class. But it's true. It's all about time and rhythm, and keeping to that. Um, and okay, I'm going to hold that question because we have a viewer question. I'm in the events production for 6 years, planning to come up with new IP club level initially. Suggestions from Harini. So Vishnu, I'll come back to that. I'll ask this question, and I think we'll take that soon after. Yeah. So about math and music, right now the whole world is going digital, especially in the situation that we're in. Everybody is thinking of digital. And Yuval Noah Harari, who's an author that I know you also have read quite a bit
Sure.
of, talks about how music could be easily taken over by robots because it is mathematical, music as well as DJing. Um, do you and he in fact makes a statement in one of his essays saying that they can probably, a robot could produce better art, better music, right, than the human being. And a robotic DJ will be able to read our minds so well at some point that they will be able to give us a better song list than any artist can. What is your comment on this? Do you think, that could be a threat to artists, this whole algorithms and mathematical thing?
Actually, you know what? Only the last part of it is very true,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it's not going to be a th when I say last part where you said AI, the artificial intelligence that's going to be that is being already used actually,
Mm-hmm.
not going to be used. It's already being used
Right.
by Spotify, by iTunes, and that's how we all get our what you call, the favorites or song for you or suggestion based on your the earlier list, right?
Right.
So the last part that AI or technology helping you create your um, playlist better, of
Hmm.
course it is going to help. But is it going to replace the musicians? I don't think so because, like I talked about, especially coming to Indian music. I mean, of course, talking about EDM and other genres, yes, it could, whatever digitally can be replaced will be replaced. But that's why I specifically said that Indian music deals with micro notes, the Shruti part of it and human angle part of it, um, each raga has its own soul, and it can be used to bring out different emotions, right? Like you and I were talking about simple yaman being used for a devotional composition, for a romantic composition. Now, how much does a robot can get into that? So, yes, digitization and technology is the way forward. AI is the way forward, not for the replacement of musicians or completely, writing them off and saying, "Hello, I'm here to take you over," but to become a tool, help them present their music better and
Hmm.
maybe reach out. For example, technology is right now helping us reaching, we're trying to, all the musicians are trying to create content online and stuff. So AI works and it's already being used. And even in studios, right? A lot of times technology is also used for a lot of not so great things, right? When your people are doing, auto tuning and all of that, right? But most of the time, it is for the betterment of the art form and add on and not to replace somebody, right? So that
Right.
human angle, the emotion angle, or bringing out a better composition, all that is not going to go away. It's going to stay there. You need musicians to do that. You still have, while the keyboard, can replace most of the music instruments, you still have people playing sitar live. You still have people playing flute live, right? The beauty, the warmth of it, the acoustic sound of it is still there, right? So it's not going to, I don't see that happening for some time to come for sure. And I don't want to see that day.
Right. Also, so Harini, you were talking about how beautifully, Indian classical music captures microtones, which have a profound effect on the mind, a very calming, and certain ragas stimulate the mind to work better, faster. Some ragas sort of calm you down and help you sleep better or help you think or meditate better. Now we have EDM today, and we've seen that the world over, including India over the past 10 years, EDM has really picked up as a genre, and people talk about EDM as a pleasure-giving music. You know, they say that
Hmm.
they derive pleasure. It's a euphoric sort of feeling that they have, and they're willing to. Most EDM fans are willing to travel anywhere for these concerts. Now, despite Indian classical music having this rich background and understanding of the effects of music on the human mind, why is it that we haven't been able to pick up in that way? And I also know that there are musicians like Niladri Kumar and Purbayan Chatterjee who are doing, and a lot of them, these are just few, are doing a lot more fusion, right, trying to connect with the music of today and produce different stuff. Why is it that will they ever get that kind of response from an audience? Will those concerts ever be as big as, and I'm saying this because I don't know what the numbers are, you do. So all I can see is that EDM, the numbers are really large across the world. So would why is it that it doesn't match up? Where's the gap?
So, so there are two things, Deepika. One is I would again go back and do a simple analysis and say, EDM in a school, you have recess or a sports period and you have a maths period, right? So the kids who are seeing, looking forward to a recess time or a sports period is probably the entire class or a larger audience, and people who are concentrating are from the maths class are a select few. Now, what happens is the structure itself or the decorum of the whole format or decorum of the nature of music. For example, EDM is obviously attracts a lot more audience for the simple reason. Again, few things that I talked about. Consistency. You know the tracks. You know the songs.
Repetition, right?
Repetition.
Right.
There's only one single language, right? It's universally, it's English.
Hmm.
Um, there is no particular for decorum that you cannot talk there, you cannot walk in, walk out. There are certain structure in an Indian or any other genre that you're doing. For example, Carnatic, or that you're supposed to get it to the auditorium. For example, even in Western classical, right? If
Yes,
you're
that's
going for
true.
a Carnatic, a Western classical, or you're going for any opera, or you're going for any musical,
Yeah,
you have to follow decorum. You
certain
cannot take
rules.
food
Yes.
inside. You have to sit. You cannot talk, right? Things like those are not a barrier in a EDM. You just walk in, you can just talk to anybody, you can jump around, you can be yourself. It's playing there. You don't have to worry. Nobody's judging you. You don't need to do. So there are a lot of these things which obviously appeal to youngsters, right? Youngsters find, okay, this is my way of enjoying, this is my area,
Hmm.
I can be free here, right? I can do anything. So that obviously, again, then a biggest thing that has now become a very, very big player in EDMs is visuals, the way they're presented. It's not the music talent only, right? It's not just the music. It is the whole look and feel of it. There are, LED, there are sound effects, there are special effects, the whole experience part of it. It's a spectacle, right? So you're going there to enjoy the whole spectacle part of it. And you're just enjoying your absolute fun part of it, right?
Right.
But when it comes to Indian or any other form of music, now whether can you get there? Well, Pandit Ravi Shankar did that without breaking much norm. He actually dictated terms in 1960s and 70s, where he just see, for us, a format is a big deterrent again. Our concerts, our music concerts are 2 hours long. We've actually cut down, and that's exactly what people like Purbayanji, people like Niladri are trying to do, is shorten the attention span of any audience is not more than half an hour to 45 minutes for anything. We are again like kids in many ways, right? So we have to be treated like kids. We are adults just by the chronological age and everything else, but mindset wise, we still should be treated like kids. So can we digest anything over half an hour? Absolutely, we have to be given in capsules. So if a raga, that's what exactly Raviji did. Pandit Ravi Shankar, he's a maestro, he's a legend who did that way back in 60s, 60s, 70s, right? He cut short the format. He said, I'm going to play each raga in 20 minutes. I'm not going to compromise on the content part of it. He did not compromise on any of the elements, the technical elements, like where improvisation or a jod or a jhara. He presented everything, but within that limit, right? So that people could digest it. So he used to give variety, right? So if it can be done, yes, it can be done. But few things we have to ease out as classical musicians, and which is actually happening. Earlier, our gurus used to say, you know what, this is not meant for, and that's why it's called classical. It's not a mass music, right? And that's by definition. So whether we want to get there, and that's a personal choice one artist has to make. That are you happy with those 2000 kind of seated elite, or not even elite, just well-read good audience, or you want 20,000? So, but that's a personal choice, and based on that, you could just, I would say, tweak your performance style and get there.
Okay. There are some, thank you for answering that. There are some comments, in fact, Enchanted GVR. Oh, that is Venkatanna.
Hi, Venkatanna.
And he says the difference in the music between AI and human voice is vast. Okay.
He's also saying the same thing. End of the day, you're going to have a robotic effect to the whole thing if you get to the technology. But yes, you cannot, you can't replace the human voice and human touch.
Yes. Okay. I'm glad that there are still some people who believe it. I also do. But sometimes when you read these research papers and you read opinions of people who are looking into the future, it can be scary, where most things, including art, is sort of taken over in a big way. Harini, just for everybody's understanding, because not everybody, is exposed to Indian classical music. What are the different kinds of Indian classical music we have? Are there subgenres? Can you just take us through it like an overview, please?
See, yeah, sure. So I'll keep it very, very at a very generic and a very higher level. Particularly, in Hindustani music, we have more subsets or more genres, primarily because of the multiple invasions that North India has seen, right? That's why Carnatic classical is, a lot more concise, lot more rigid, lot more has been structured and continued to stay the way it is, because, many no invasions and the content has been right from Saint Tyagaraja time has carried on, right? But in Hindustani, we've seen so many invasions, so we've moved from Drupad. It was a matter of time and evolution, right? So from Drupad we moved to Khayal, then came the Thumri, Dadra. From there, thanks to the Muslim invasion, we got ghazals, right? Now, bhajans, of course, and of course, North India covers a larger area. So when you talk about North Indian or an Hindustani classical, you're talking about Bengal, you're talking about Gujarat, you're talking about Maharashtra, you're talking about, Punjab, all these states, all of this rolled into one Hindustani classical, as opposed to four stick traits from, South India. We're talking about Carnatic, right? So you have multiple languages, so their own devotional. So there is Abhang, there are Nazrul, from each state we're getting one. And so that's why it's got simplified based on the audience, based on the occasion, based on your region, so we do have, and all of this is based on Indian classical, right? Whether you're singing Thumri, you cannot be a Thumri singer unless you know the ragas, unless you've learned classical. You cannot get those emotions. And also what has happened that Hindustani classical is probably the only art form, unlike even Carnatic is not like that, which has ragas based on time and based on mood and all of that. right? Carnatic doesn't follow that, right? We are very strict followers of, like, early morning, around this time in Dallas, if I sit down, I should be practicing a Bhairav or an Ahir Bhairav, or a Bilas Khane Todi, the ragas which are meant for the morning. But that's not what is followed in Carnatic or any other thing. So because of that, you get subsets. In ghazal, the compositions are the romantic ghazals, and so these genres are a lot more in Hindustani,
Okay.
right? So we have Thumri, we have Dadra, we have ghazal, we have bhajan, we have Sufi, and thanks to evolution, like you're talking about, fusion,
Right.
right? Which is actually 2, 3. So these are, again, you won't be surprised after 10 years down the line that'll become a genre of music. Right now it is not, right?
Hmm. Right now, it's
But
classified under light music, if I'm not mistaken, or how is
honestly
it? Or
doesn't have
fusion?
any. I actually doesn't have any classification, right? In general,
Okay,
I mean, for us, for convenience, we all call it fusion. Some
fusion.
purists don't like it. Purists call it confusion. So,
Right.
but I think we should just let people what they like doing and evolving. And I feel as long as music is there in your life, whatever rocks your boat.
Yeah,
So
and
let's just be there.
it's like I've never met a single person in my life who doesn't like some kind of music. It's just that some of us have been exposed to classical music.
True,
Some
true.
of us, if you were forced into classical music, you may initially have an aversion for it. But even then, I mean, it has an effect on your people who've learned classical music, especially. They say that you have a better aptitude for math, and also
True.
your ability to sort of sit down and meditate and focus is also greater. And I think I want to reiterate something you said right in the beginning, which is, don't worry about whether it is classical, and what the depth is, and what the literature is, and what the technique is. I think just like you try any other genre of music, Indian classical music should also just be tried. Leave it on in the background, and you know, you can
Let us
carry on
seep
with
in.
your day. Yeah, let it sort of
True, true.
seep in and do its thing. We have Eshan Wali, who is a rapper. He was talking with Commune the other day. A very, very good rapper, Harini, based in Hyderabad. Hi Vivek. Acha, I have to read this comment out by Enchanted GVR, our Venkatana. He says, Harini, the easier way to answer this question is to sing. We will also get to hear. We'll make her sing at the end,
Oh God.
Venkatana. I don't know if I told her, I may have conveniently omitted that.
You did.
But
Suddenly my connection will go off, you know that, right? There'll be an internet glitch there and say, oh, sorry.
so, Harini has curated music for us for different times of the day, like I had mentioned, and she sent
Deepika,
the
I'll
play.
quickly like to, yeah,
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah,
I'd
yeah.
quickly like to mention about the rapper that you
Okay,
talked
right.
about. That also actually its origin from, I keep telling this to my daughters. Okay, the oldest and even the current form. If you go to see, any Kathak performance, or the parant, or the stuff that, in Kathak, that's where actually rap started, right? The way the chand was, ki murali ki tat par, Radha. So the way that's actually where the rap started. So,
Right.
it's just an evolution, because, now you've just replaced those with current words, current situation, and all of that. But the form has been there from, I don't know how many years.
Yeah,
But it's just a,
I
go ahead.
suppose it was a form. Music was a form of entertainment, and before we had fancy instruments and stuff, when man was experimenting. In fact, Eshan said classical music equals to, and he's put one heart, one blood red heart. So so clearly he appreciates it himself. So I mean, what they had, what a caveman had to experiment with, was his or her pots and pans, and the body, your clapping, the tala, and then slowly as words came, they started using words. So and it's nice that somebody who curates classical music is also appreciative of other forms of music that are not necessarily seen as Indian, even though we may have our own form of it. And I see a lot of the younger musicians, even classical musicians. Eshan says yes, an ancient form. Yeah. A lot of the younger musicians are making an effort for this reason. The classical musicians are making an effort to collaborate with other forms of music to sort of build that connection, to say that, it's all part of one genre, which is music. So it's nice that you talked about that. Do you think music should be taught in schools, Harini? So that's where I was coming to. You think it should be taught? It's one of those things that should become a must-have.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. So, in fact, now you will see, Deepika, honestly, we are in for a better future. We are in for, and even musically, right? Even for Indian music. So, see, we are a country where basics itself, getting basic education itself is a privilege, right? Music and art and culture is always is next step, you know. So in fact, when even most of our generation, um, most of them did not get exposed to music because the affordability part of it and also the necessity part of it, because you try to get your basics in place first. It's like get your basic meal onto the table and then worry about an additional dish or a dessert and stuff. But now, thanks to better exposure, double income, mothers are working, and I attribute a lot of it to mothers these days because they are well read, they are well exposed, they have learned, they've traveled. What they are bringing onto the table and exposing kids to. So obviously, it's a much better generation. They are learning whether as a hobby. See, they don't shouldn't learn to become a musician. It's
Mm-hmm.
very essential. Kids should be introduced to any art form or anything, not in the name of becoming a professional. That's the mistake we do. We put that kind of pressure. They should just get introduced and enjoy the whole process of it, right? It is a way of life. It makes you a different personality altogether. It is not that everybody will become a Lata Mangeshkar or Ustad Zakir Hussain, not required. But you need people to appreciate Ustad Zakir Hussain and listen to Lata Mangeshkar also. And you also want to enjoy yourself. You don't have to sing for everybody else, right?
Right.
So now it is extremely essential, and it has become like that. The schools should ideally have a subject which was there actually when we were kids as well, only in select few, maybe
SUPW.
not the
SUPW.
SUPW. There was a no. There was a proper music class there used to be, but yes, over next the few classes, and once you get into a higher or a middle class, a middle school or something, became optional. I think till about high school it should be absolutely important. We should have more organizations such as Spick McKay, which should go and do music appreciation and stuff, because it helps them, like you rightly put, concentrate better, learn better, a lot of things. So this is a must, and I'm so looking forward to seeing these next 10 years, see this generation grow. You have some amazing talent in the country right now who are doing some brilliant stuff, right? And there is no dearth. They're not doing shortcuts. They are actually trained. They're doing some good quality music. So they are socially responsible kids. They are sensitive. They are environmental, sustainability. So it's a good
Conscience.
package. Very conscious, very, very. So I think music has to be taught, and whatever parents are doing right now, they should continue to do this and make that as an important part of their growing years.
Right.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. Like, many of us were fortunate enough to be exposed to it through our parents. And you're right, a lot of kids, there's a lot of talent coming out of India. The Dharavi project is a huge example of that. And one of the great things, advantages of the digital platform is that everybody in India has a smartphone.
True.
Everybody has a smartphone today, and kids are much smarter with the smartphone than anybody else, and they are using it to showcase their talent. And music. So you're also a teacher for underprivileged students. I know that. Do you have any plans to sort of, do you combine music in your teaching in any way at the moment, or do you have any plans to do that?
See, right now, of course, I've partially moved to Dallas and spending quite a bit of time here. So, of course, don't really know how the future is in store and, what I'm going to do. But yes, definitely, I love working with kids for sure. Somehow I relate to them a lot, and I feel they're the ones who should be nurtured. And for me, right now, it's a learning period. I'm spending so much time with the three daughters at home, with two of my girls and one niece. Then actually, I'm learning from them. They teach me. It's the other way around. Um, you know, they're actually quite kids these days are evolved. So, you just need to nurture them a little bit, and they're all doing it. So I don't know how it's going to pan out eventually. But yeah, wherever I get an opportunity, I'd like to, be with them or learn from them. They say that teaching is the best form of learning,
Right.
So yeah,
Harini,
I
we
want to
have
explore
a
that.
couple of questions. We have and some comments. So
Please go ahead.
I'll go with the question first. Bharat has joined us. Bharat Ramanan. He's a Hyderabad born and bred boy, and he has learned. He comes from a family that's very much in touch with and practices classical music. They sing as a family, and his father performs. Bharat also sings very well, and he asks, what is classical about classical music really? And before you answer that, I just want to say Eshan has said brilliant and abundant perspective on today's music. And Gautam says, hello ladies, Gautam of Wizcraft, that is. And Venkatanna says Southeast Asia, South and East Indian families still ensure to a large extent that children are taught classical music and dance. And he also said Shivmani is a great example of rap. Okay, so about Bharat's question, Bharat says, what is classical about classical music really?
I would actually like to say there is remove the classical part of it and listen to it only as music.
Yeah.
If you could make the classical silent, make it the be in doubt, right? Treat it like the be in doubt and just focus on music and you'll get your answer.
Also, I think you had answered that. Bharat joined us just now. So, Bharat, just a little before you joined us, Harini had already said that, forget about the technicalities of classical music and what they talk about in theory, and just listen to it in the background. But she also mentioned that what makes it classical is a much deeper understanding of the human mind, the microtones, and how music sort of has an effect on the human mind, is what she had shared with all of us. I hope that answers your question. We have Sunny, we have Oz, we have lots of people who've joined us. B, does that answer your question? And feel free to share any comments that you may have. Thank you for joining us, Gautam. Okay, so I was telling you guys that Harini has curated some playlists on YouTube for different times of the day. Most of them are from classical or light music, and I think she's also shared a playlist that has some great country music, and she's told us which time of day to listen to these different kinds of music. So what I will do after our chat is put up, Instagram won't allow you to click the links, but I'll put it up on Facebook and as a story on Instagram, so the links will be there. You can probably just go to YouTube or go to my Facebook page or Harini's Facebook page. I'll tag her and click on the links. I will find a way to put them all up there and share them with all of you.
Maybe just a suggestion, Deepika, if you want to kind of, it's very difficult to make a playlist, a concise playlist with all the genres and all the good music because there's so much out there, and there's new coming all the time. So if you want to keep that link active, I could just keep adding the tracks and people want to kind of, whenever, like, I don't know if that works. I was trying to create a Spotify list, but
Sorry,
what
could you
happens
say
is,
that again?
so I said what you could do is keep that link active. I can just
Right.
keep adding
Adding.
more music if that's a possibility.
Right.
Because for me to think of all of that in one shot and
Yeah.
make it into a 10, 12, 15
No.
tracks was very difficult. I tried to do, Indian classical, ghazal, Carnatic, semi-classical, country, some of it like Coldplay and all of that as well. But it's very difficult to have, but what you could do is I could just keep uploading or updating if we want to look at that. Of course, what happens is once you listen to one kind of music, then it opens an avenue and you can make your own list anyways later.
Okay, yeah. And maybe we can also figure out a way, because when you make the playlist on Spotify, you can actually share it on Instagram. People can click on
I
it and
tried
go
to
to that
do that. I
playlist. Yeah.
tried to do that initially for you, but some of the tracks that I was trying to share are
Are
not
not
there on
there. Yeah,
Spotify.
yeah. I've also
So
found
I
that
did,
that's a
yeah,
problem.
so
Yeah.
they're not there. So some of them are improvisation, some of them are different tracks, some of them, individual covers, so they're not there on Spotify.
Okay, Eshan is saying he loves this conversation. He's a fan now. I was already a fan of your rap music, Eshan, and of you. And I'm sure Harini will be when she hears you too.
Yes,
Uh,
of course, I'm going to add that in my genre and in my list again.
Yeah. In fact, I am on the surface, I'm sure many of you will relate to it. I'm coping fairly well with the current situation on the surface of it, because one, if you have a generally disciplined routine and a set of things to do, then you're coping. But I had some difficulty sleeping a few days in the last week, and music really helps to sort of unwind. I've just kept that music playing at night, and the minute I started listening to music when I go to sleep, I was sleeping a lot better and waking up a lot fresher. And this, unless you know the science of it, it can't be explained, but it does have an impact on the subconscious mind, and it's called the subconscious mind because we
You,
don't
you, you're
entirely
talking,
know it.
you're talking about the sleeping part of it, Deepika. I have a couple of friends who recently got introduced to a new profession called BJP. They call it Bartan Dho, Jharu Karo, Pocha Maro. Okay? So they have a playlist for BJP, Bartan Dhote Waqt ab track a playlist so that you don't feel the pressure of doing the task. Jharu karte hue, you want to kind of do it in a rhythm. And in
Yeah.
fact, it's very interesting. I used to do this even as a kid. My mother used to put us, not put us, ask us, help her do a weekly cleaning, right?
Okay.
Pankhe saaf karne hain, help her cobwebs and all of that, right? So
Right.
I used to do this very fancy manner. Cut up ek bandana pehlo, wear your shorts, get into your, some purana sa t-shirt, put on a nice playlist, even back then, and then start doing, pankhe ko rhythm mein saaf karo, remove the cobwebs in rhythm. So yes, you can actually have now a new set of playlist is going to come out, which is going to be a daily chores playlist. So I'm glad that more and more people are going to get hooked, and there are going to be a variety of playlists that are going to be floating around.
Yes, we definitely hope so, and we hope a lot of people will use this time to explore, different genres of music. Thank you so much, Harini, for being here. I'm just seeing if there are any more questions. Shrimoy Das says, "Hi Dee, hi Harini," and
Hey,
there was
pretty
a
woman.
question by Vishnu about concerts. Let me just go back to that.
Yeah, he had talked about his IP. He's trying to work on the.
Yes. I'm sorry, Vishnu, I didn't take that question earlier because the focus of this conversation was really about music, and how it can help us at a time like this. But we will now take that question. If you're still around, if you could, yeah. Okay. The question was, I'm in the events production for 6 years, planning to come up with a new club, IP club level initially. Suggestions from Harini.
Well, the question itself was not very clear. Is he trying to say that he's talking about an IP online club? Is he talking about club music, or is he talking? So it'll have to be. Um, I don't know. I'm at loss of words because I'm not too sure what the question is towards. So if he's trying to create or a club of all the IPs and asking people to be part of it, is that what he's trying to do? Is he trying to collate all the kinds of IP and create a club of it? I don't know. Multiple ways to interpret it.
I don't think he's here. He may have left because we didn't take his question then. But, if we had taken the question then, the conversation would have veered into a different space. We have somebody asking for donations for food. You can message privately and we'll see how we can.
We're already working with Cyberpath Police, and we
Yeah.
are close to giving food to close to 300 400 people a day, and
Yeah.
from past 10 20 days, and covering about 20,000 people who are within that area already. So if somebody wants to join, can connect with me offline.
Yeah.
That process is still on.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Srimoy says, I agree with you, D. Listening to music, especially if you have sleeping difficulty, helps in relaxing the mind and eventually aiding in sleep. Thank you, Vinay Hegde. Harini, I'm jobless. Will you hire me after? Okay, this conversation is. Will you hire him after all this is over? He wants to know, Harini. Vinay Hegde.
Yeah. Yeah. Tell him that if I am left with some job myself.
Then.
Yeah.
Okay, now the time has come, Harini. We have
Oh
an
God. Okay, so
audience
I think my
request.
connection is going off. I can't hear.
कुछ नहीं
Hello,
अभी
hello, hello.
ऑडियंस बोला गाना गा सकते क्या
अभी गाना गाते तो यहाँ पे सब बंद हो जाता है, इतना ज्ञान दिया.
Oh, Vishnu is back. Before you sing, Vishnu is back. Vishnu, I would recommend that you connect with Harini offline for any advice that you want on, starting your IP. Vinay says, and before we leave, please sing DJ Wale Baap. Okay, Purbayan Chatterjee is here. Namaste. Good evening. Thank you for joining us.
नमस्कार.
हाँ जी हरिन तो अब आप शुरू कर सकते नाउ आई मीन वी हैव पुरबायन जी इन द ऑडियंस अब तो आपको गाना ही पड़ेगा
All the more reason I shouldn't be singing.
यू शुड पुरबायन जी प्लीज आप भी रिक्वेस्ट कर दीजिए हरिनी जी से तो वो जरूर वो इनको गाना ही पड़ेगा फिर
I told you I'm not a singer at all. I am
we have all
back-end
heard
worker.
you sing. Okay, we have all heard you sing. Vinay का special request है DJ वाले बाबू. Now that I leave to you.
Oh God, please. He is basically saying don't sing. He is one of those who will say don't sing, please. Categorically.
दो लाइन गाइए ना प्लीज पुरबायन जी सिंग ओम जय जगदीश हरे वो भी गाइए
That I'll leave for some time.
Okay.
because Om Ji let's leave that for some time.
Okay. Okay.
क्योंकि वो special है.
हाँ.
Hmm. Okay, I keep singing one standard song everywhere, and I'll sing now before we leave, you know. हाय मरे जाएंगे हम तो लुट जाएंगे ऐसी बातें किया ना करो आज जाने की जिद ना करो यूं ही पहलू में बैठे रहो यूं ही पहलू में बैठे रहो हाय मर जाएंगे हम तो लुट जाएंगे ऐसी बातें किया ना करो आज जाने की जिद ना करो. This is for the first time I've sung live, by the way. Never
हाँ,
sung live.
तो आज जाने की जिद ना करो और एक गाना और गा दो. ऐसे ऐसे हम बोल रहे हैं.
मैं इसी का अंतरा गा देती हूँ.
अच्छा ठीक है.
तुम ही सोचो जरा क्यों न रोके तुम ही सोचो जरा क्यों न रोके तुम्हें जाने जाती है जब उठ के जाते हो तुमको अपनी कसम जानी जा बात इतनी मेरी मान लो आज जाने की जिद ना करो.
So lovely. Thank you, Harini. And everybody's
Thank
saying
you.
thank you. And Venkatana is saying thank you. Purbayan ji is saying वाह वाह. Vinay तो तालियां पे तालियां मतलब बजाई जा रहा
वो
है.
पता है तालियां क्यों बजा रहा है क्योंकि मैंने गाना बंद कर दिया. वो खुश है. वो बोले थैंक गॉड इट्स ओवर.
And Shiva Sai 29 is also saying, very, very nice song. Thank you, Harini. A lot of people.
Again, Deepika, on record, I am not a singer. I've learned classical, but I haven't been singing for 18, 20 years now, right? So, I mean, obviously out of practice that I don't have to say it's pretty evident that I'm out of practice, but thanks for the opportunity. It was a beautiful conversation.
I joined the industry 4 years ago, the event and entertainment industry. पूरे 4 साल आपको at least once a year I've heard you sing and you sing beautifully.
कहाँ बाथरूम में?
नहीं, अभी तुम्हारे बाथरूम में मैं नहीं आई भाई. अभी वहाँ तक सिचुएशन नहीं आया.
No, but thank you for the opportunity. It was actually a good conversation, and thank you for starting my music and morning so beautifully musically.
Thank you very much for obliging. Eshan also says made his day. Naren Madurai is clapping. Ajay Ganti, is that your brother?
That's my brother. That's right.
Okay, God bless
Hi,
him. He
Bia.
says. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you, Harini.